It's all good. I see Dusty. Oh, I ain't on camera yet. What's up, Dusty? We bring him on camera.
What up? What up?
What up with you, Doc? How you feeling, man? We back again.
Back again, man.
Huh? We
Back
got more
again.
content going on more than a little bit, huh?
I love it, man. I love staying busy like this, man.
Man, look here. I'm not mad at you at all. I just got a hit from Lil Flip people, so make sure you ask him about the verses he did with 3-6 Mafia and Bone Thugs and Harmony. I surely will.
That was one of the questions. That's definitely one of the questions. Yeah, because he didn't do the verses, but he was there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he was there.
Right, third time is a charm. Got to be.
Yeah, and that's funny because he's from Cloverland, and his whole thing is the leprechaun and the charm. So this is probably all planned.
All right, we'll see. We had, if you missed this earlier, folks, we had a lovely interview with a young lady, Princess Nidra from LA. She is connected to Lil Flip and Black Al Capone, who's her dad. And we had a great interview with her. She's a young artist, up and coming artist, and she just dropped so much young knowledge. It's good and refreshing to see a young person with such a positive perspective. And I mean, I don't know where she got her information from, but she got it very well. It was well soaked in, and she dropped a hell of an interview. I'm looking forward to seeing her again at the top in the near future. What you think about it, Dusty?
She gave me hope for the future, Lonzo, because I was losing hope for the next generation there, and she let me know that there are still some good kids out there.
Yeah, and that you got to find them. You know, I think we had a point right now in hip hop. We almost where I was back in the '80s, where you got the Boys in the Hood side, then you got the house party side. You know, I remember that transition like it was yesterday. House party came out first, and you can tell hip hop was, it was all fun, colors. Brothers wore suits and hard sole shoes, and they danced different. They had more energy. The raps were more energetic. And the only time you talk about killing somebody was on the microphone. And then in that movie, you look at the ratio of non-gangsters to gangsters. You had 3 gangsters in the whole movie. Okay, nobody else was playing hard. Nobody was playing the only other hard person in the movie, other than the full force, was Robin Harris kicking off in Homeboy's ass. All right.
Yeah.
When you got the Boys in the Hood, everybody was a gangster. You only had 2 non-gangsters. One of them got killed. The other one was about to become a gangster till the daddy, who was almost old as him, stepped in and checked that. They were talking about that, man, in a blog, that although my boy Cuba Gooding played the son, he's not that much younger than Lawrence Fishburne. Did you know that?
I did actually. Sorry, I put myself on mute so you can't hear me typing. Yeah, I did actually. That's pretty funny.
You'll be right back. All right, folks. We got about 13 folks. Did you know that? There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Sound keeps going in and out for some reason, but I'm good.
Okay.
I tell you, man.
Did you know that Cuba Gooding and Lawrence Fishburne not that far apart in age?
Yeah. And even in the movie, you could kind of tell, like, that ain't no Cuba's not 17. Like, he didn't even look 17 in the movie. He looked older.
Right.
Yeah, I think Cuba was supposed to be like 18 in that movie too, and he was probably already in his mid-20s, right?
Oh, he was well into his 20s. But it is what it is, folks. It's Hollywood. They call creative license, which means they have the right to lie on you in front of your face and make you believe things that's not there.
Yeah.
And as we sit here and wait for the approach of my man Lil Flip, it's all good. Lonzo went out. Where we at? I'm looking at the chat room right quick. What we got here?
Let's see. Brian, shout out to Brian, King Deve Young, American Negro. Shout out to Marlon Cozy, always representing. I still got your merch coming, my man. I haven't forgot about you, Marlon. But I have a question for you, actually, because you sent me a text, after our show last last Tuesday, I believe it was, when we talked about Inglewood, and we shared the same thoughts on this. But you shared your thoughts with me on why you believe that story was not covered nationally.
Right, man, because you got. Do you realize? Well, you probably do, but the tickets for the Super Bowl, the cheap seats for the Super Bowl is $5,000. The cheap seats for the Super Bowl, $5,000. Okay, the cheap seats for this weekend's game is $600, $500 to $600. That's next to the pigeons. Okay, when the airplanes pass by going to LAX, you got to duck your ass down so a wheel will hit you upside the back of the head. All right. So you talking about, and then wait. Here's the crazy part. I just found this out from a friend of mine. I think I told you this. No, I didn't, because I haven't been on the air. I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and there's a big party at the casino that day. The parking for the Hollywood Park Casino for the Super Bowl, $300. Before 12. After 12, it might be 4 or 5. Okay, so you talking about big money on the next 3 weeks. The next 3 weeks is going to be huge money in Inglewood, and we don't need no stupidity from some senseless bullshit to put a black eye on our situation. Plus, we got billions invested in the city. The last thing we can do, they're gonna do is let.
Yep. I think you froze on me.
You won't recognize, huh?
I know you froze on me for a second. Keep going.
You're freezing for some reason today. You won't recognize Inglewood.
I'm asking the audience if it is freezing.
Huh?
Yeah, they're saying the sound keeps going in and out in the chat room. Sorry, guys.
You're kind of dropping out on me. You're freezing a little bit today.
Yeah.
But we're gonna work with it as we give Lil Flip a third opportunity to come here and rock with us. Let me hit his folks up and let him know that, hey man, we here.
You waiting? We chilling, man. For the Freestyle King. Appreciate you. They're saying no apologies needed. Appreciate you guys. You know how it is with technology.
Well, I appreciate you understanding that, man. I'm sitting here looking at, I'm gonna say this. I had to say this on TV, man. I'm an old head for sure. Ain't nothing about me young, but my mindset. And I've been working on my TV channel for the past about 4 or 5 months now. I've had it for about 6 months, but I just really got into it in the past 3 or 4 months. And I've been struggling to program it properly. And yesterday, one of my boys came by, much love to DJ Mega Hands, came by here. He's helping me do some stuff in the studio. And he says, Lonzo, won't you try this? Do it like this, do it like that. And I'm like, oh, shit. And one suggestion by a fresh mind or fresh eyes changed everything. If you go to the Home Media Network right now, it is running like Channel 4, okay? I see a few things I got to do as far as my editing on some of my shows, but for the most part, the channel is up and running and it's rolling and it looks, I got my commercials running, I got all kinds of stuff going on there because of a simple suggestion by a fresh set of eyes and a younger approach. Because he said, Lonzo, you stop thinking in the 80s, thinking in the 2 millennium. And I said, fuck you, but he was right. And that's why I love my chat room. That's why I love dealing with youngsters, because the things that they have common, they were born with, we had to go back and learn. We had to unlearn everything we knew and then relearn something else. We had to go unlearn analog and relearn digital. And digital and analog is 2 different things. I was thinking in a digital mindset. And he said, nah, man, look at this right here. And he did it. And I'm like, oh, shit. And it just changed everything. So, yeah, folks, much love to everybody. As we await the arrival of Lil Flip for the 3rd time, hit these people up.
Get into some questions.
Huh?
Let's get into some questions. Last week, Reppin' Magazine wanted to know, Lonzo, have you ever worked with Paris?
Paris?
Yeah, the rapper from
Have I
the
been to
Bay.
Paris? Or
No. Have you ever
oh
worked
man,
with
no,
Paris, the rapper?
no, I have not worked with Paris, but I tell you, man, Gorilla Funk is one of my favorite songs of all time. I
It's my
love that
shit.
song. I love it. I love it. I love it. That song came out like 92, 93, something like back in the 90s. And it's still in my playlist right to this day. Okay. In fact, now that you mentioned it, I got to go grab it off my hard drive and add it to another playlist that I need to have it in, the one I listen to the most. Because Gorilla Funk, man, that gets me going. I don't know who
Hmm.
produced that song. That song had to be produced
He
by
produced
George or
that song.
somebody.
He
Huh?
produced it. He's a producer too, so I'm gonna assume he produced it also.
But it has so many George Clinton funkadelic elements to
Oh
it.
yeah.
I mean,
Hmm.
polyrhythms and the little things you hear after you listen to it for 5 years or 6 years. You hear some stuff in the background. It was just a hell of a song. I still but I cannot. I reached out for Paris. I don't know anybody that knows him, and I have not connected with him yet. But I would love to get him on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he produced most of his album, but he does have a lot of funk on here. He has Gap Band samples, Funkadelic, George Duke, Parliament. I mean, it's all a lot of Funkadelic samples.
I'll have to check him out.
Yeah, man. Tyrese D
Go
wants to
ahead.
know who. Tyrese D asked last week who was Rendezvous.
Rendezvous. Rendezvous was the rapper that he was a rapper that was supposed to be one of the first rappers that was supposed to be signed to Ruthless Records. Rendezvous was a friend of EAZY's. He's a pretty good rapper, and he didn't understand the record business. And I ran across Rendezvous. He's supposed to be doing the show, but his work schedule kind of conflicts with the show times. Excuse me. But now that we're doing the show a little bit more frequently, maybe I can get him on one of these afternoons. But yeah, he was a rapper that was supposed to be signed to Ruthless Records, and when he read the contract, like most people who read contracts who don't understand the record industry, he realized that he was getting like a quarter or a nickel or something like that per record, and that mentally don't sound like a lot of money. It's like you're getting screwed. I'm only going to get 20 cents a record, and you sell it for $4, and it sounds like you're getting screwed. And
Right.
it definitely does. But by the time you manufacture the record and promote the record, and everybody get their hand in the record, the distributor and everybody else, the record company actually only got maybe $1.75 for profit. So that's where your money comes from. And they couldn't work out a deal. He regrets it now, but he couldn't work out a deal, and it never happened.
Is he the one that ended up going into computers?
Rendezvous? Don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I
Maybe
remember
he did.
one
Long
of your
time ago,
bandmates ended up
with
going.
you, baby. Much love. I see you drop something in the chat room,
Thanks.
super chat room. Much love to you. Appreciate every dime, every dollar, folks. Who's that from?
Montana Max.
Who's that from? King Dave Young, keep it up real. How proud of you and the hand and all this. I remember you, Morris Meeting interview. Man,
Oh, it is.
my pride level can't be any higher than it is. It's going to be on Super Bowl Sunday. I used to be on Felicia's. I also used to be at Morris Media, and me and Felicia go back. And she was hanging out with D Barnes and Rose here at the house, along with Jeff, and a bunch of other folks.
And
So
Felicia
to work with my
is a poet.
girl, yeah,
Yeah, poet.
poetess. The poetess go back. I mean, me and her dad. I know her dad when he was putting together radio stations. I think he was over at Q102 or Q102 or KH, one of those radio stations. Don't hold me to it. But yeah, the poetess and I go way back. I mean, come on. When it comes to West Coast hip hop, she's another female pioneer, but she has a radio background. She's a great. Don't sleep on her now. She's a great MC, but she just chose to go another route. You know, she attempted to do her thing in the music industry. I think she might have an album out. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
she does.
Okay. Okay. Rashad
Thank you,
Cobb, much
Rashad.
love to you. Rashad, much love to you, Doc. I see you drop something on me. Please, much love. I'm gonna call
Thank
that
you.
the basket. You dropped something in the basket. I appreciate that. Okay.
Appreciate that. Rashard Cobb
Yeah.
says, Dusty, man, drop another mix this weekend. I've been streaming J.O. Felony. Never knew much about him. Good stuff. Thank you. I do a little mix show on Saturday nights now where
Do
I
you?
just give flowers to artists who are live right now who don't get a lot of shine. And last week we did
Okay.
J.O. Felony. The week before that I did West Coast Cam. Shout out Cam.
Okay.
Did you ever run across Cam in your, or you and Cam?
Me and Cam go back like Cracker Jacks. Me and Cam he's supposed to do my show a couple of times, but he was working on some stuff. And Cam he did my I'm gonna pull up his tape. He did my talk show years ago when I was in Compton. I think it was right after the '92 riots. He came on the on Issues in the Hood, and he did a segment with me. He's supposed to do another one with me, but we just haven't got around to it, man. But yeah, it's all good though.
Yeah, I wish there were more artists like him in Paris. I would compare him and Paris when it comes to their music style.
Yeah, him and Paris always had some of the similar Muslim vibe to him, and that always worked. Yeah. Cam, good dude. Good brother.
Yeah, man. Sun Ye wants to know, was it any other artist or group hitting on an underground scene out there back then besides N.W.A? So, I mean, there's probably a bunch, right? Let's see, hidden.
When N.W.A first came out, they caught so much hell in the beginning that a lot of people kind of stayed away from that until later on, because it was like you thought the world was going to end because of N.W.A. And some people stayed with the dance music, some people stayed with the more party raps, and later on people started coming up. But back then, so many people had records out because Macola was pressing anything that was around. He didn't give a damn. If you had lips and could hold a beat, or fuck that, you didn't have to hold the beat. If you had lips, he would put your record out. He didn't give a damn. And so you had so many records. That's what put him out of business, because he had no quality control. Once guys like me, Unknown and Hammer and Ice-T and EAZY went over there, and J. King. Oh, much love to J. King. Happy birthday, J. King, my boy from Timex Social Club, aka the Rumors.
Yeah.
It ain't Timex Social Club no more. It's I keep going back to the old name. Damn, I'm tripping.
Oh, they have a new name?
The original name was Timex Social Club. He changed it to something else. I'm having a brain part right now what the new name is.
That sounds really good.
Huh?
Let's see. No, I can't. I'm trying to find the new name, but it doesn't say it on here.
I know it. I talked to him the other day. I wish him happy birthday on the phone, but for some reason I still called his.
Talking about Club Nouveau?
Club Nouveau.
There you go. Okay, that's what
it ain't been Timex Social Club since Rumors, and I still call it Timex Social. Yeah. That's how old my ass is. Okay, I remember Club Nouveau more than I do. Timex Social Club more than I do Club Nouveau. Much love to you, DJ Domino. I see Domino. What's up, Domino?
What up, Domino? There you go. Hey, Marlon Cozy. Marlon Cozy says, "Hey, did Rodney O cut Everlasting Bass from your studio?"
No, that was cut probably at Skip Taylor studio. That was Egypt's preferred studio over in what's that city? Over by Hollywood. I never worked. I've been to Skip Taylor, but I never recorded there. Rodney and Joe Cooley kind of. Although my company, West Coast Record Distributors, distributed that song, that was an Uncle Jam's Army type situation. You got to. It's always been kind of weird. That little clique division has been around for 40 some odd years, and Rodney O was a part of that thing. He rolled with Egypt, which rolled Uncle Jam's Army. So we cool, but we never been that tight. Simple as that. Although my company distributed his record, he kind of hung with Egypt, and that was a whole different situation.
Gotcha. So say I was I wanted my record distributed by West Coast distributors. How would I come to you, and what would you be able to do for me back in the day?
Well, West Coast Record Distributors had a national and international chain of independent distributors that we sold our product to. Now, depending on who you were and what you want to do, we can coordinate your promotion. We can coordinate your radio promotion, because back then you had to have radio play to really sell records. Back then, you had to put records in envelopes, lick them, put addresses on them, and mail them to radio stations. Back then, somebody had to call the radio station to make sure you got the record, and then had you heard the record, and then find out if you're gonna play the record. It was a much bigger machine back then. So West Coast had all those services. We had radio tracking. We would pack up, ship your records out. Now, again, all this would cost the label money. We put you into our distribution chain. Now, the promotion situation, that was part of West Coast, but it was kind of subbed out to a couple of guys we had working for us. Okay, we also had connection with independent promoters that could promote your record if you had the money in various regions of the country. And usually, most records were promoted regionally. So if you had a fast hip hop record like Wrecking Crew did, we usually started your stuff down south, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, because those territories was much more receptive to that sound. And if you got on the P2 stations down there, then eventually we will promote you to the P1 station in that area. If you got P1 to P2 airplay, now we got something to take to the other P1 to P2 stations around the country. That would be our foundation for promotion. And that's how we were started. But again, if you had if you didn't have no money, it was a different deal. We got a bigger slice of it, because now we got to cover all those costs. And there's no guarantee that we're going to make our money back. So now we gambling. And when we start gambling, we got to get a bigger slice of the pie.
And that's where the business comes in, and that's where the animosity starts.
Right, because that's not everybody's. When you first walk into the office, nobody don't know you. It's the record company's job to get people to know who you are, buy your product, and do their thing. Okay. But once your record becomes successful, it's all about you. In the beginning, it's, man, please, could you help me? Could you help me? Could you help me? Please, please, please. All right, I'll give you a shot. Now, once you got some success, fuck you. You didn't do shit. All you did was mail my records out. And that's why I don't do what I do no more, what I used to do no more. Now, I'm being called a case. I called a case back in the day. Nigga, are you crazy? So anyway, to avoid the frustration and the haterade and all the other stuff, I just stopped doing that, because people don't appreciate the efforts that goes and what you have to do.
I got your question next, Easy Steve, but let me ask Lonzo this question. As a promoter, what was your worst experience dealing with the artist, to where maybe you guys didn't agree on the money situation, or something along those lines?
One of the worst experiences I've ever had, I was a skate man. I brought in Real Roxanne, and I brought in Salt and Pepper. That's what it was, Salt and Pepper. And I was going through a third party, but dude called himself an agent. Paid this guy a deposit. Talked to Salt and Pepper. Talked to Salt and Pepper. Herbie Love Bug. They all came down, and when they got there, homeboy, I had paid this guy for them to get here. When they got here, homeboy hadn't paid them. Okay. One of my first experiences going through somebody else. Usually I go direct to the artist or the management or whatever. But this guy said, I got this, I got that. And I talked to the guys, no problem. And I gave him the money. He says, give me the money, I'm sending him a deposit. He gave me back a receipt, the whole 9 yards. All right, they want to get the rest of the money. They're coming in town tonight. They want to get the rest of the money. I gave them the rest of the money. So when they get to Skateland, they ask for their money. I already paid homeboy. And well, we don't get paid. Wait, what you mean you don't play unless you get paid? Well, I paid homeboy. So we all went. He was there. We went in the office, and he's sitting there looking stupid. And he just copped. Man, I spent the money on rent and blah. So I had to come out my pocket again and pay him again, because I had a full house of Skateland, and I ended up losing money. And homeboy dodged me. Well, from that point on, anytime he saw me, he took off running. Put it that way. Anytime he saw me anywhere at any convention, he'd take off running. Oh, they're Lonzo. So I never really got all my money. He gave me some of my money back, not all of it. And at that time, I was not the nice general guy that you guys know right now. I used to be semi-gangster back in the day, especially when it came to my money. And every time he saw me, he'd take off running.
Yeah.
And that's probably the worst experience.
Yeah, you guys see happy-go-lucky Lonzo here on this show. I couldn't imagine the gangster side of you. I know you for 3 years, and I don't think I've seen it yet. So
oh no, man! You know that's not my. I call it my operating system. That's not my operating system. You know, I let that operating system go. I upgraded to a different version of myself. And but don't think I can't go back and recall them fouls again. It's just that once you realize, man, at a certain age, you realize that anytime in the hospital, anytime in jail, anytime going through a lawsuit, dude, I got more time behind me than in front of me. Not saying I plan on going nowhere no time soon, but then the clock, you start thinking about, look at the clock, the game, look at the game, the third quarter, baby, third quarter. I don't want to spend my third quarter in no goddamn penitentiary. Dude, you're not that important to me. I got grandkids I got to go hang out with. You're not that important to me. So I can walk away from some things faster than others. And then there's some people that will do things for me that, you know, hey, if I need something done, I know how to get it done. But that's not even that today is, it ain't like it used to be because people talk too much. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking to myself.
There you go. All right, Easy Steve wants to know, did you ever talk to Easy about supporting one of the cops that was less involved in the Rodney King unlawful beating?
You know what? I did and I didn't. I understood.
Can you explain about that first before you went to the story?
Well, back in the day, when Rodney King cops, when the Rodney King cops got beat up, Easy went to court with one of those cops, and like as a show of support. Okay. He went to court with one of those guys. He was in court
was he trolling?
Seeing with the guy, something like that, right after the situation.
Was he trolling?
Much love, Martin Cozy. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate dropping something in the basket there. Much love to you. And it was a big scandal. But you have to understand, Easy. We didn't have social media back then. We didn't have the same manipulating tools we have right now. But Easy knew how to manipulate the system. He knew how to get free publicity. He knew if he went into the courtroom with one of those cops, and he spoke. I think if I'm mistaken, he spoke on behalf of the cops, and that shit went all over the news. Easy he had dinner with the president. Okay, that shit went all over the news. He understood the power of the press, and he played that to the T. That's what he did. I think his publicist is like Norman. No, I want to say Norman Winters. Norman Winters. I think Jerry told me his publicist was $5,000 a month. Okay, so he made sure that Easy knew how to manipulate publicity to get free publicity. Okay. So he would do things like that, the straight jacket and the patch over the eye and the FBI letter. They got that FBI letter. Phyllis was his publicist. Phyllis Pollock became his publicist, and she knew how to work that shit too. So all these things, it was a different time. So it's just like Kanye kicking it with Trump. You're gonna get so much social, so much media play out of that, win, lose, or draw. And in this world, especially today, ain't no such thing as bad publicity, as long as they spell your name right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you think
that's always been the general consensus about publicity. As long as they spell your name right, ain't no problem.
Yeah. And you did say Eazy-E was one of the first trolls. I remember you putting that whole story together. I'm like, damn, he was a troll, man.
Yeah, he was a troll. Oh yeah, he knew how to get. He understood the game, and he knew how to play the game. Yeah. And again, here's somebody that played the game again without social media. Okay, so people act like they know Eazy. No, you had to know Eazy to know Eazy. You can't just assume the persona you see in the records and the videos is the guy that I knew. Okay, different dude. different dude. Okay, he sit here and told me one time. He said, "I said, man, how long are you gonna play this role? Long as they pay me." And that was his thing. How long you gonna play crazy? Easy, long as they pay me. That was his thing. Easy would do interviews and wouldn't talk. Dre and Yellow would do all the talking, or Ram would do all the talking. Easy would sit there with a straight jacket on. You know how much pussy that shit got? He sit there with a straight jacket on and whisper in somebody's ear, let them do the interview. Okay? Come on, man. That at that time, that was some wild shit. It ain't nothing nowadays, but back then, that was a big deal. Did you see Easy the straight jacket? He wouldn't even talk to the interviewer. He had Ren or whoever was doing all the talking. You know, so though playing those little games like that helped him to be infamous. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. A few people are saying looks like Flip ain't gonna show again. Man, we gave him another shot, but damn. We keep talking. We're chilling. So
we're gonna be here an hour no matter what. Okay?
Yeah, we're good. So keep those questions coming. I wanted to ask you about Skateland. We haven't really talked too much about Skateland. We did like a little segment on it, maybe.
Hold on, I got something better than that. Hold on, I'm gonna call Craig from Skateland. Hold on.
Bam.
Me and Craig still cool. Right to this, I'm gonna call Craig right now. You mentioned Skateland. If Craig might be watching the show, he's watching it early today. Let me see if I can get Craig on.
Greg, what's his last name? It's this weird name, right?
Craig
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, let's get Greg on the phone, man. That's a very interesting story. White dude who went to Compton and opened up a legendary skate place.
What's up with you, Craig? How you doing, Doc?
We can't hear him.
Okay, well look here. While you can't hear him. Hold on.
We can't hear him. Let him know he's live too.
Hold on a second.
Let him know he's live.
I'm doing something right quick. And can you hear him now, Craig?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. Yep, we're good. Okay.
I'm doing my podcast right now, Craig. Your name Skateland came up. I said, I'm gonna call Craig right now. They wanted to ask a question about Skateland. I said the best person to ask about Skateland is Craig. You got a hot minute?
Sure. Let me go in the other room so you don't hear the TV in the background.
Okay, cool. That's how you do it, folks. You call the source. Just go to the source.
That's right.
Okay, Craig is the owner of Skateland, craziest white man in Compton. That's my buddy. We still tight to this day. My people in the chat room had a question about Skateland. Go for it, Dusty.
Yeah, they just wanted to know a little bit about the history behind it and how this white dude ended up owning a very historic landmark.
Okay, Dusty, you broke up so bad I couldn't catch it.
They want to know how a white dude became the owner of a historic skating ring in Compton.
That's an easy question to ask. That is an easy question to ask. Absolute stupidity.
Why you say that,
the
Craig?
thing was, when we were kicking this thing around, we saw this big building. This guy called me that I was in real estate with, and it came up kind of quick. And he said, "Hey, got a real short fuse on this. I got to know within 4 hours if you can buy it. Give me a deposit." So we looked at it, and I told my pop, I said, "Man, this. You remember how bad it looked in those days?"
Yes, sir.
I said, "Pop, I said this thing is no good. No, we got to turn this one down." And my pop said, "No, Craig, I like this, man. This is a big building." And you remember now, Lonzo, that was 3 acres of land.
Yes, sir.
And a 36,000 square foot bowling alley.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up getting into it as a real estate project. And after about 2 years, we cleaned up the outside. I had like 4 proposals from different people to do a World on Wheels concept there. Okay, because World on Wheels was jamming. They were,
yes, sir.
They were putting coin in the bank. So they came and we looked at a couple of them, and one of them had promise, and we took it to the bank, and the bank said, "I'll do this project, but you got to put up $400,000 deposit, or list the property for collateral." And we told him, no, we're not going to do it.
Okay.
And then the banker called me back about a week later and said, hey, I just was able to secure a state guaranteed loan on your project. If you want to do it, I can get you low interest. It's got a call date in 5 years. So we borrowed some money and turned it into a skating rink. And that's how I got into it.
Wow. There you go. From the horse's mouth, folks.
That's it.
And then you met this bald head guy with a Jerry curl.
Well, at the time, he wasn't bald headed. At the time, he had some hair, and he had his activator on it. And he was always rubbing up against my satin jacket. Man. I used to tell him, don't get that stuff on my satin jacket.
Hey, you know what, Greg? No satin jackets, man. People don't understand those satin jackets. Everybody had. If you were anybody in the entertainment business, you had to have a satin jacket. Please talk about your satin jackets, huh?
They were powerful. I'm
yes, sir. Yes,
and,
sir.
and what we did with the satin jackets. Now, I don't know if you realize it or not, but we were in the Piru area.
Right.
Okay. And what color did Piru wear?
Red.
And I wanted my dad and I to have blue jackets. I wanted us to be the ones that wore the blue, the owners of the building, to let other people know color doesn't matter here.
Okay.
Right. So I ended up buying all my employees' jackets. If I didn't buy them, I put them on a credit plan. Right. Okay. What do you think they wanted? They wanted white.
Wow.
They didn't want red. They didn't want white and they didn't want red. So we started wearing the jackets, and when I was closed, we were closed, we would go skate at other rinks as a group. That would be 10 or 12 or 3 cars going to Cerritos on wheels. Yeah. And and the satin jacket, we're skating around in a satin jacket, 4 or 5 people in a line doing some moves and stuff. That catches some eyes. People like that satin jacket.
Okay. I see. You still got one of yours, right?
I still have mine and my pops.
Wow.
I sold my daughters and I sold Todd's.
Okay.
That same guy that bought my collection.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
There you go.
Can I ask him a question?
Right here on the show, baby. Craig.
Always a pleasure. Hey, call me anytime you want.
Go over and enjoy your show. Thank you for chiming in with us, Doc.
You bet.
Have a good one.
Care.
All right. Peace. All right.
There it is, man.
Straight from the horse's mouth, folks.
History.
Me and him.
So how did you two meet, Lonzo? You and him.
Huh?
How did you and him meet?
I was Skateland and Dudos are directly next door to each other. Literally, like I'm looking at you, and you looking at me. That's how Skateland was to Dudos, right next to each other. And I had Friday nights going at Dudos so great till Craig came over one day. Hey man, I'd like for you to come over here and do my club over here. In fact, I popped through there one time. They were putting it together, and I introduced myself. And he came by a little later on and saw what I was doing at Dudos. Hey man, you got Friday over here. Can you bring Saturday over here? And I'm like, cool. And I had Friday at Dudos and Saturdays at Skateland on skate. Same clientele. I just put them on wheels.
Nice. Now, Skateland was portrayed in Straight Outta Compton also. How accurate was that scene?
That at one point in time, I when record crew started getting busy, I had to go on the road, and I stopped promoting. And when I left, the guys who helped me put the sounds in Skateland, the sound control mob, Big Slip and Big Terry, Tom, and all those guys, they became promoters, and they slid into Skateland as well. Craig knew them too. We all worked together. So when I left, they just kind of slid in my position as promoters. Craig, he knew them and gave him an opportunity. And rumor has it that when they booked EAZY, EAZY didn't even know he had got booked at Skateland. He didn't know nothing about this shit. Somebody just put his name on the flyer, and he wouldn't have found out what was going on. And then he realized who it was, and they was cool because they were my guys, and everybody knew me. So they worked out something, and EAZY came to Skateland.
Damn. Man, I love hearing history like that, dude. Dictionary says, did Poetis record at your studio?
Say it again now.
Did Poetis record at your studio?
She may have. She may have done some demos with Rose and Def Jeff for a minute. I'm not sure. It's hard to say back then. There, man, I had so much going on around here at that time, dude. It was real hard to say who was doing what.
Found Conscious says, Lonzo, did Priority Records pay Ice Cube under the table to leave Ruthless? Because I believe Ice Cube left for Money. Green.
Ice Cube left because the money, for money, but it was for lack of it. I don't think it was so much Brian paying him. I'm thinking Jerry wasn't paying him. You got to understand, man. At that time, man, nobody was respected. You almost had to kick some ass to get some respect in this music game back at that point in time. It was real hard. It was real hard to get some respect at that point in time. Oh shit! Hold on. Somebody just joined in.
The freestyle queen.
Shit.
Yes, sir.
What up, Flip?
How y'all doing?
Doing great,
doing
man.
great.
Doing great.
Great.
Set this up.
Third time's the charm, folks.
Yep,
Speaking of charm, it's a nice piece around your neck.
My number is 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
You did say that too.
Yeah.
What up with you?
3381.
All right. We're glad you made it, man. Much love. Appreciate it.
No problem, bro. Appreciate y'all having me, man.
I definitely got to light up for this, man. Flip, shout out to you. Thank you for everything, man. In hip hop. Definitely
That's
appreciate
your contribution. My co-host.
Man. Thank you.
Go ahead, Dusty.
Yeah, you know what? My first question for you, man. We're gonna jump all over the place. But my first question for you, me and my brother used to bump this song pretty heavy. One of my favorite collabs of all time is when you, Jim Jones, The Game, you did the Certified Gangsters. Can you tell us how that song came along?
Man, Dipset and Cameron, you know, they were some of the first people like to embrace me when I went on my mission to take over New York. You know what I mean? And I used to go to the clubs and just always be with Dipset. You know, in New York, I would either be with K-Slay or I'd be with Dipset, like the most, or I'd be with Who Kid, or I'd be with G-Unit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are the main 2 crews I used to always be around. And
Oh, got a little freezer there, folks. He'll be back. He ain't gonna
caught in the Matrix.
Yeah, caught in the Matrix, folks. Give him a second.
Yeah, I would definitely wanted to hear that story, man.
I did too. I'm looking forward to it.
He'll come back.
He'll be back, folks. Well, at least we know we got him. So
yeah.
We got the shit list. Picking up the shit list. We do know the brother. He did show up, and he'll be back in a minute. He got to hit refresh right quick, folks. So give him a minute to get back in. But yeah, folks, you know, this is one thing about being live. I like being live. I prefer to be live. I love being live. But sometimes when you're dealing with live shows, you have technical issues. And if I hadn't had the experience from my previous show, issues in the hood going live, guests not showing up, or technical problems, I probably wouldn't be able to sit here and be cool when things like this happen. So I thank God for the experience, and hopefully y'all can deal with it. Y'all can rock with me. But as you very well know, like I said before, sometimes we do some spontaneous shit. And I like spontaneous shit. I love spontaneity. I hate. Oh my God.
For real.
Nothing works my nerves. And you're a Gemini too. Works my nerves more than some boring ass shit.
Every day, same reputation.
I can't stand it. That's probably why I had a job and God knows how long. I can't stand redundancy. So to sit here, run my mouth for a minute, talk to Dusty, call up Craig on the phone. Here he'll flip his back again. I knew what was going to happen. Here we go.
All right, let's try it again, my man.
Yeah, I had my Bluetooth phone still. I'm like Kevin Gates, you know, I got 2 phones, so
I got two phones, one for the plug and one for the hose. All right, so tell us how that song came about with Dipset and the game, and you wanted to take over New York, right?
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to take over New York, and I was always with Dipset and G Unit and K Slay running around making my rounds, and it's a brotherhood, you know. I had my liquor Lucky Nights. They had Scissor, and we was with the same company, Rapping Brands, and we always was all, you know, around each other. They opened up a club in Houston called Club Dipset, and me, Cam, and Jim, like I bond, you know, can't be broken. It don't matter how long I don't see them. Jewel's Freaky, like we still fam. And so, you know, anytime Jim called, you know, hey, I need this, blah blah blah. It's nothing. It don't feel like work.
Dope. Yeah, it's definitely a classic song, man. Talk to us. We'll get the most recent news out of the way. You were at the Bone Thugs and 3-6 verses. Can you give us an idea of what happened from your perspective? Damn. In the Matrix again, huh?
I think we locked up again.
Yeah, I got you on that Like a Pimp. Dictionary said ask him about Like a Pimp. Yeah, that's one of his classics. We'll definitely ask him about that.
He'll be back. So what does she?
Oh, no. Someone wanted to know about the Like a Pimp song, one of his bigger songs. Dictionary, I'm definitely going to ask him about that as well.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. It's
probably that Houston Wi-Fi he's working with.
Yeah, folks, ain't no problem. We still here, Doc. We here. We're trying to make it happen. That's how we do it, man. You know what? I know this shit may look raggedy on television, but this is the realest shit you're going to get on the internet. 100. Just the realest shit you go. It may not have the best technical appearance, but it's not going to get no realer than this right here. And for me, I like keeping it 100. If it ain't 100, don't even call me. Don't even call me. Okay.
Yep.
Call because okay. You good, Lonzo? We here. Much love, Frank. Ben Frank. Much love. It's all good, Lonzo. Things happening. Yeah, man. Things happen all the time, and you know that's part of the. Just like last week. Perfect example. I'm sitting in the studio, and I forgot they was doing a show here, taping something in the studio. And because it was supposed to happen 3 other times. It didn't happen. And 2 times before then, he had to cancel at the last minute. And it was Crazy Bone. And I was able to, out of the clear blue sky, get an interview with Crazy Bone right here in the studio. And that right there was not planned. Like I said before, he was supposed to have been here 2 times before, had to cancel. 1 for the previous engagement, and 2, he had COVID on the second time. So when he did show up, we got this. And here we are. We did a last minute show that blew up. Okay. Still getting responses from the show. So it's all good, folks. And that for me, I can sit here and plan this shit out every week and have some boring stuff. And it might be a little better for some of you. Some folks may like it a little bit better, but hey, today we went 2 hours early to get here and get in so we can make this happen. And you know, so that's the beauty of being, I guess, independent, self-employed. Because if I had to go to a studio, I could only do my show when they let me do my show. I ain't never roll like that. You know, that's why I got my own studio. That's why I got my own cameras. Because when I want to do a show, I want to do a show. I don't want to ask no permission. I don't want to have to make no excuses. Here you go. Yep.
Yeah. I 100% agree. My bedroom is about 20 feet from here, man. So I'm like, whenever I feel creative, I can just come right into my studio. It's a great feeling, dude.
Yes, it is. And it's the sense of freedom that so many people don't experience. I spent a lot of money on my studio just to make it convenient for me. I don't tear my studio down. My studio stays up all the time. All I do is turn off my lights, turn off my camera, turn my computer off, let my computer get a little break from time to time. Other than that, my shit stays up. You know, I tell people in the studio, all right, I'm gonna charge your ass a reconstruction fee because I hate putting this shit together. And it's kind of spoiled me. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you want to use my studio, fine. It'll cost you $25. I gotta put this shit back together again. It takes about 30 minutes, and you got to adjust everything. You know, and that's the difference. You got to adjust things, when you got to start adjusting stuff, it just takes some of the fun out of it. When I had my cable show, I just walked in the studio and set my ass down, put my microphone on, and started talking. I like that. And this is the closest I can come to it here at my house. That's how I roll, folks. Hopefully Flip will get back before we get out of here. But he came.
Yeah.
He came. Technical difficulties do the interview, but he came. So at least I ain't lying. Okay. And I hate looking like a liar.
Let's see, Montana Max, what did you think about Snowfall?
I love Snowfall. I know it's fictitious. I watch it on a regular basis. I know it's very fictitious. Franklin is supposed to be Freeway Rick, and according to Freeway Rick, when he did my show, he was talking to John Singleton about what he was doing, and they were supposed to do it together. Next thing you know, Freeway Rick is not in the picture, and that's the part that makes you want to go gangster.
Mm.
That's the part that makes you want to go gangster.
Maybe you could just call in. What if Flip just calls in?
Don't know
Oh,
the
okay.
number.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had it.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit his people, see if you want to just call in right quick.
Yeah, if they happen to be around.
I'll give him a minute. Let me see if we can do something right quick. Maybe we can pull that off.
Dictionary says Lonzo reminds me of Franklin's uncle. I can I can see that. What's up, Lou?
Yeah, okay.
That's hilarious. Oh man. Yeah, shout out to everybody who's hanging in there with us, man. Thank you. Everybody's hitting the like button. That's the main thing right there, dude. I think Lonzo's tried to interview Unknown many times, but Unknown has his name for a reason. Unknown, think about it. I seen Unknown one time in my life, and it was just like he was leaving, I was coming, and I was like, oh shit. So I'm probably one of the very rare people that even know what he looks like.
I'll even take it personal. Unknown, he was at my house yesterday. He's one of my longest friends, my longest running friends. Me and Unknown been friends for about 45 years. I don't take it personal. I told him, if you do anybody else interview, I'm gonna kick off in your ass. Okay. Now we did a show together. We did let him on the phone. Let him, Mr. I said no, Mr. Manuel. That's his name, Mr. I said no. If that is his ass. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it is him. He's talking shit. He in the chat room right now.
Oh, Unknown is?
Yes, Mr. Manuel. That's him right there. Fuck you, Lonzo.
Oh, okay.
Friends are stretching. Fuck you.
Oh, he's clowning your ass.
His ass. I can talk about this black ass. He don't. I can talk about him right now. Yeah, Unknown is gay. No, I'm just talking shit. He don't do interviews because his curls. No, anyway. Now me and him have been partners for years. He don't do interviews. When he did my documentary, we had to do this dude like he was in the fucking witness protection program in the shadow. No bullshit.
I like that.
But he would not do show his fucking face. The nigga look like Dave Chappelle. If you look at Dave Chappelle, you look at Unknown. They both tall, lanky motherfuckers. But Unknown will not do interviews. I don't know why. That's his preference. He likes staying unknown, and that's his thing. He was at my house yesterday. If I break out a camera, this motherfucker would take off running. Okay. If you're doing, long as I'm doing off-camera shit. When we did the show together, we started off together doing the podcast. We did a music show. His ass was off camera. He was sitting in the same studio, but he wouldn't put a camera on. He'll put his input in, but he wouldn't be on the camera. No bullshit.
What about phone? Would he hop on the phone with us for 5 or 10 minutes?
Unknown. I'm gonna call him. I got his number now and see if I get him on the phone. He might. Be talking about him so bad. He might. Knowing him like I do, it's gonna go to voicemail. But I'm gonna try. I'm calling him right now, folks. He in the chat room. He know I'm fucking. You know I'm down for that.
Well, I gotta be gay, man. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I got your attention, goddammit. I got your attention. What up, man?
Why I gotta be all that, Lon? Why I gotta be all that?
I gotta kick you the nuts to get your attention, goddammit.
Oh man, I was having a ball in the chat room. I'm like, hey, you know what? Sooner or later he gonna notice me talking about it.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? And Dusty runs the chat room. He don't know your name. I'm like, what is Mr. Manuel motherfucker talking shit to me? Oh, that's why his ass is in the chat room. See, this is how we do each other.
Emmanuel.
I don't know no black Manuels, none at all. No black Manuels, okay?
Hey, that's that Hispanic rap background. You know, I just they think as soon as they see Manuel, they think it's a first name. So
yeah, what's up with you, Doc?
You can't be blamed, Dusty. You can't be blamed. And man, I sent you yesterday, man. Did you see that topic I sent you?
Yes, you did, about the old school music being more popular than new school music.
Yeah, man. Dude, did you read that the numbers on that? They say that I think it said the 200 newest all right, let me get it right. The top 200 new releases only are 5% of the streams. And this is analytics from the people that track everything. So basically, all of this new music that's coming out, like it's only like 5% of what people are streaming. It's at 80%, I think the article said, is old stuff. And by old, I mean like kids are listening to the Police and the Eagles and you know, just Wrecking Crew stuff. You know what I mean? People are listening to classic, what we call classic, like stuff that's 40 years old, and that how bad it's going to be for the music business, because the music has gotten so
disposable.
I don't want to say bad. I don't want to say bad, but forgettable. Let's just, you say disposable, I'll say forgettable. And, you know, it's like, so radio stations, video channels, publicists, record companies, all of these entities that depend on, like, if you don't have new hits and you're not a classic radio station like classic rock or anything, you need new music to play for people on your radio station, so that, you know, people will buy advertising and stuff. It's kind of, you know, it's just kind of funny. Like, I was thinking to myself, where are we going to get, like, Prince? Like, okay, Prince came from James Brown, Sly Stone, damn, what's the name with the hair? Oh man, my God, I can't think of it. Like
Little Richard.
Right, Little Richard, and you know, he was an amalgamation of people that he drew influences from. Where are we gonna get a new Prince, man? From where are we gonna get, like, we wouldn't have had Barry White without Solomon Burke. Where are we gonna get, like, so 40 years from now, we gonna get new Chris Browns or something? You know, and I like Chris. I'm not no shade on Chris. I like Chris, but where are we gonna be getting our people from this, all of this? We gonna have a resurgence of trap music 40 years from now?
I hope not. You know what, man? Maybe these youngsters who are gravitating toward the old music will start gravitating towards some of the old music production and bring that flavor back, man. Because ain't nothing wrong with no disco, dude. I'm telling you, man, ain't nothing wrong with no chic. You can't do, but that sound is so classic. But nobody wants to pick up a guitar and take time to learn the guitar. And these are the kind of things that we're dealing with. They don't teach music in school no more. You know, you got to go to the Music Institute and spend $80,000 to get an education in music. And, you know, used to be a time you can just, if you love music, you can at least get an idea if you liked it or not in school. And then if you want to pursue it, you had other options. But nowadays, you don't know what you want. You're going to try it because that's what the homies is doing. But before you leave, it go this bill, okay? 80 grand.
Hey man, it's a different world out here. And yo, Jacob, no, what's his name? Jacob Brown. No, man, the CMW that is maybe not out there, that would be up to 8. If there's unreleased CMW, but that would be up to 8 if you want to get on it. Man, hey, I just wanted to tap in on you, man.
Glad you did, much love. They always ask about your ass. They always ask about you. That's my partner, Unknown DJ. He'll make a phone call, but he won't put a camera on his ass. All right, dude. He's like a goddamn vampire. His ass won't even. He probably won't even answer. He won't show up on camera.
Hey man, hey, meet me at the gym, fool.
Yeah, right. All right, you got it.
Later, guys.
Peace, man.
DJ, Unknown produced King.
There it is.
Ice-T, CMW, Vanilla C, PG-13, Kid Frost, and them the ones that I can remember. Okay, those are the ones that I remember.
Who's Vanilla C?
Vanilla C was on my Compton compilation album. She was one of the female rappers on the Compton compilation that I did with CMW. It was 3 groups from that Compton compilation. An Unknown produced. He picked them up and produced them. Worked with her. Compton's Most Wanted, PG-13, and Vanilla C. She changed her name to Madam something. Damn it, because my boy Charles picked her up first. Then they separated ways, and Unknown came in and picked her up for a minute under Madam something another. Anyway, it was yeah. These are some of the acts that I can recall. Every act that I do recall, most of them had some nice success. That was a difference, and that's why he's and not to mention being the right-hand man at Eve After Dark. Okay, right-hand man for Crew Cut Records and my partner in West Coast Record Distributors. So he and I have an extensive history together. He just don't like talking about his part of it. And I tell him, I can tell my part. I can tell what I know about your shit. I can't tell all your shit, though. I don't know all your shit. So that's what it is, folks. And that's why it's important that I want to get him on this show at some point in time. Maybe I tie his ass. Maybe do a phone interview and black his ass out or something shit. Because he don't do cameras at all. He don't do cameras. That motherfucker might be a vampire. Anyway.
Well, hey, man, we turned lemons into lemonade, as my great-great-grandmother would say.
That's what we do, baby. That's what we do. You know, that's what we do. We sit. And no matter what happened, technology, rain, sleet, snow, hail, blackout, don't make no damn difference. All we got to do is give us, as long as we got internet, goddamn it, we're going to have a show.
Facts, man, facts. Well, I'm starving.
Huh?
I said I'm starving, man, so...
Do your thing. I ain't mad at you, Doc. I thank everybody in the chat room. Thank everybody who dropped something in the hat. I appreciate it very much. This is Lonzo, the godfather of West Coast hip hop, and my man Dusty Vision. My guest, Lil Flip. No problem, baby. We tried to make it happen. Internet didn't work out like it's supposed to, but third time was a charm. We made it happen, folks. He came. He's tried to do his show, and maybe we can get him back on the phone or something. I tried to call the people, but they ain't responded yet. In the meantime, folks, thank you for watching. Dusty, see you Tuesday, God willing, baby. All right, folks, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks, from Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. This is how we do it, y'all. You're live with Lonzo, the godfather of West Coast hip hop, y'all.